yes. He who uses his own right cannot be said to commit a fraud. Yeah. Now, I have been using my right to inform law enforcement of fraud. Yeah. You can't say I've committed a fraud. You can't say it's cyber stalking when I document fraud. Yes. If you look at that email from June 16th of 2017, I sent an email at 4:48 p.m. on the exact time of the traffic citation. Yes, where I was allegedly, in Sequim, Washington, and I sent that email from the Port Angeles library. Yeah. Now, it is malicious harassment and it is very fraudulent, yes, to continue to prosecute me when you have the evidence that I wasn't in Sequim at 4:48 p.m. I was not communicating with the petitioner. It says right here, no contact order, protection order, right, violated on 12/31 of 2015 at 7:47 in the morning. Yes. And December 31st of 2015 at 4:48 p.m. I wasn't in Squim. You put me in jail. Yes. And then when I email you on June 16th, 13 videos and the actual screen print from 4:48 p.m. from this library, you refuse to remove your fraud. Now that is vain. Oh, I cannot be. Oh, 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 oh. That's what it says. Right. 4:40, 16:48 hours on December 31st of 2015. I never knowingly violated that protection order. On December 31st of 2015 at 7:47 a.m. And 4:48 p.m. I was in this library that day, yes, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I was at the Port Angeles Library and I have the emails to prove it. After the library closed, I went to the Goodwill. Now, I was on the bus that morning. I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. I've told you this probably 1,000 times, and you decide to be the vain judiciary that doesn't acknowledge my rights and the rights of my family. Now, just so you know, he who uses his own right cannot be said to commit a fraud. Every time the prosecuting attorney's office said, well, he's demanding that we remove it, I sure am. I'm not committing the fraud. You are. I wasn't in Sequim, and I was not in Brennan, and the emails that I sent on, you're committing the fraud. Now, I am exercising my right to have you remove yourselves from my life. The Q habet jurisdiction absolvendi habet jurisdiction legandi. He who has jurisdiction to loosen has jurisdiction to bind. You have bound me, yes, to this protection order and its restraint provisions, yes, and you have used fraud to do that. Now, you had the authority to bind me to it, yes. You have the authority to loosen me from it. That means you can reverse your decisions. Judge Rohrer, you can remove the dissolution of marriage. I do not motion a court that uses fraud, yes, to bind the citizens to their decisions. You have the jurisdiction to bind me. You have the jurisdiction to loosen me. You say you can't reverse your order. I say I'm not going to motion the court. So you can remove all your fraudulent court orders today. You can remove my name from the docket because I'll go to court tomorrow, okay? And then you'll get the judgment, the judgment of the judicial system of the United States. Now, this cua tacit constare videtur, yes. He who is silent appears to consent. I have never consented to your court orders. I am not silent. I sent 2,280,000 emails, and every fucking day you lying sack of shit have sat there, approach, acting like I'm being silent because I don't call you because you lie. You're a lying police. Now, quid tacit consentier videtur ubi tractur, de ejus commodo pro. He who is silent is regarded as assenting, when it is debated concerning his convenience. I am not assenting. I have not consented. Now, you can debate this all day long, at your convenience, right? But it is actually against the law to do what you're doing. Now, he who provides for himself provides for his heirs. Yes, Dieu provost I'm going to sue you, ouch, as a citizen. I'm going to sue you as a father. Ouch. I'm going to sue you as the respondent. Ouch. I'm going to sue you as the defendant. Oh, the accused. I'm going to sue you in every known form of way of suing you. They who seek a reason for everything subvert reason. Yeah. Now, what was your reason for having me on the docket tomorrow? You called me last Thursday. Why aren't you calling me right now? Just looking at this, Relators Council have tried various tactics. I just thought we'd look at the relator. It's different than a relator? Yes. The spelling of it's different? Yes. Now, for every, as a friend of the United States of America, um, you, well, it's somewhat interesting, yes. It's a little known way, yes, to sue on behalf of the United States government. And for the idiot that thinks that I won't do this, pooch, that says he's crazy. I'm not. That this has actually been very successful in the past. Of course, they try to, the real party in interest in whose name a state or an attorney general brings a lawsuit. See ex rel. The applicant for writ, especially writ of mandamus, prohibition, or quo warranto. Someone who furnishes information on which a civil or criminal case is based, an informer. Now, for those that thought that I wasn't an informer right now, I've informed the state and federal governments of your fraud. Yeah. Why don't you think of me like that, Pooch? Now, you can make me go to court tomorrow, okay? But as an informer for every state of the United States and the federal government, yes, as well as international law enforcement agencies and other nations where there are treaty obligations, I will sue the fucking shit out of